welcome to All We Know About. I'm Kevin.
I'm Andy.
And today we're going to be talking about For Honor. Probably one of the less known games that are coming out.
Yeah, there's not much about it right now.
No. Big thing at E3, I don't know if anybody saw it, with Jason Vandenberg.
Do you know the guy with the big beard?
And the walking stick.
You
I
love
thought
that.
he was awesome. Yeah. I thought he was actually a really cool dude.
Do you reckon he's who's modelled after this picture, the Viking?
I don't want to be mean to Jason Vandenberg. Vandenberg. He's a very nice guy, pretty cool.
Could be him when he was younger.
But yeah, maybe. Before
yeah.
he started taking
Eating.
on the pounds. Not that I'm one to talk. I'm not slagging him off in any way. I'm just saying that the Viking's pretty dense in this.
He's
entirely.
pretty rips, yeah.
I quite like the tattoos.
Yeah, it's
You
decent.
know, like the Celtic swirls that you get, like the blue Celtic swirls.
Yeah, he's pretty kitted out with
Yeah.
a couple of good sleeves.
Yeah, and I definitely you know the Celtic blue swirls.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like the people who were in the UK before the Anglos, or the Anglo-Saxons even. The Anglos, like kind of like Saxon Celt people.
Kind of.
Yeah, they had like these blue like swirly things on them. They're pretty cool. I'm gonna get some of them. Anyway, for those of you who don't know what For Honor is about, it's basically a MOBA. I was going to say MMORPG. It's definitely not one of them.
Nope.
Yeah, it's a MOBA where you play with pretty much hand-to-hand combat, no magic, nothing like that. Main focus is on the sword fighting, which is what really sets this game apart, and it's probably why we're talking about it.
Well, you'll be teaching me today because I don't know very much about this game.
I
It does look very cool.
I whipped up a little video of the sword fighting.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw you were working that out. That
Yeah.
was very cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Exactly. See, I don't know if anybody knows this, but we actually have the really impressive way of getting screen. We just record the screen with OBS. That's how I get my videos, and that explains the quality of them. Yeah, I mean, well, this looks good. This isn't done with OBS.
I don't know.
Well, no, the video would be done with OBS. This would just be a screenshot or a picture that I found on the internet. But we don't say that. I made this picture myself. For all people who want to go with it.
He's been painting it for hours.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
No.
We'll go with that. Yeah, anyway, so, as I said, the main thing about this is the art of battle. But what we're going to talk about first is the factions. So what you can see here is you can see, basically, from left to right, you've got a samurai, you've got a Viking, and you've got a knight. Well, he's not technically a Viking because he's not in a ship. I'm just going to point that out. He doesn't look like he's come off a ship anytime.
Well, the thing is, Viking isn't actually the name of a person. Viking is a verb.
Yeah.
Viking is a doing
To
action.
go Viking is to be like on a boat, like jump off the side, kill a load of people, nick a load of shit,
Calling
jump back
someone a
off the
Viking
boat.
is like calling someone a runner. It's an action you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
So
it's game.
So a Dane, we're going to go with that. And the other thing is, every time I say For Honor, I'm going to say sick after it. Like, you know when you have somebody spell something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you know how For Honor spelled?
Have they done it with no you?
With no U, because it's an
American.
I think he's Canadian.
Canadian?
Jason Vandenberg. I think he's Canadian. Jason Vandenberg. I think Vandenberg is a Canadian name anyway.
Sounds Jewish as shit. Oh no, not. Oh, it could be Jewish. It could be German.
I'm pretty sure it's like a common Canadian name, like James Van Der Beek.
Okay.
Heard of him?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's Canadian. I'm talking about my ass.
I'm loving the idea of the knights. I think they look really cool.
They shouldn't be called. I think they should be like Crusaders or something along those
Okay.
lines. I think like if you think Viking, to anybody who doesn't get all fussy about it being a verb and a noun, which we both were, so I'm not just like blaming you there. It's
Yeah.
like those are Danish people, you know.
Yeah.
Then you think of samurais; those are Japanese people, like a very specific thing. And then knights is just such a generic term.
Yeah.
You know, it's like massively generic. I think it should be like Templars or Crusaders or something along those lines. To think like the people that you play are the most skilled people of that thing. Like you're playing the most skilled Viking or the most skilled samurai because you're the four people above it.
Yeah.
The most skilled knights were Templars. And it would give it that kind of like historical link that's been given here.
It's cool that there's a little narrative. I mean, obviously, it's not focusing too much on history. The fact that you've got Viking samurais and knights fighting each other, but it's definitely three cool factions
I bet there's somebody out here who's like, yeah, it definitely happened before. That's a thing.
somewhere.
Yeah, so what we're going to start off with, we're just doing, I'm only going to quickly breeze over each faction, is the Chosen, or the Samurai, as you want to call them. What you're basically looking at with the Chosen is they're very lightly armoured, but they're very fast and very lethal attacks. Like, there's
Right.
difference among the classes. That's the only actual specification we know with regards to that. They haven't said what's different about the Viking, what's different about the Templar, but we can guess as we get there.
Okay.
You know, these guys are very fast. I imagine they run slightly faster as well because they're lightly armoured.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. So they've got like each thing's got a little quote.
Yeah.
This one's by Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy. I don't know who that is.
That rings a bell. That does ring a
He
bell.
does history at uni, so it might. He said, "The strongest of all warriors are these two: time and patience." Is the samurai thing.
I've absolutely heard that saying.
Yeah, and there's a little brief
That's
there.
cool.
The Trojan has the I can't talk. This is a bad day.
The Trade Federation.
There you go. Yeah, why not? Yeah, we're talking about Star Wars already. Back front. Take it down. The Chosen have survived 1,000 years of wandering the southern deserts. The journey should have wiped them out centuries ago, but they have survived thanks to the skills and focus of great heroes. These heroes hope to lead their people to an impossible victory and establish a new homeland.
Decent.
That's their bio. So then, what you kind of have to think there is, where is this set?
I don't think it's going to be set in. Obviously, it's Earth-based, but as in it's not set in a history narrative. So I think they're reinventing the history of it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's obviously based on Earth.
All right, if you were to put it as realistically as possible, then I presume what they're saying is there's some form of Chinese/Japanese blend that.
Japanese.
Yes.
Nothing to do with Chinese.
But the fact that they're migrating suggests. Anyway. So I'm guessing the idea is that they've had to flee their homeland and what's left of them are kind of attacking their way forward. A little bit like the barbarians did when they attacked Romans. They were actually running away from the Huns. So they're attacking to run away.
I personally imagine it's set maybe in...
Well, it's going to be in Europe.
In Europe, so like a European place that had knights.
It said through deserts, didn't it?
Well, yeah, they've gone through deserts to get wherever they go.
So it could go from China to the Middle East to Europe.
Yeah, so like Northern Europe somewhere is where we're looking at. Northwest Europe.
It will make sense. Yes.
If you're looking at... So knights are like defending their homeland as well, which really does narrow it down.
So does that mean... Do you reckon that the samurai will be the aggressors?
Yes, I imagine the samurai are the aggressors in the most part. It probably depends on what map you're on.
Okay, that's cool.
Anyway, so that's a quick brief of the samurai. Then we get the warborn, or the Vikings, who look awesome.
Oh, he's a meaty fucker,
yeah,
isn't he?
and they're called the warborn, which just really suits them.
Good lord, yeah.
Do you think it's just like... I don't know, I a bit sad. Read a lot of books, a little like history stuff. Like warborn really sounds like you've been born, like trained from day one to fight.
It just makes me think Skyrim.
Yeah.
You know that, dude.
Yeah. Like the arrows in his shield. I think it's interesting that he's got a shield as well.
What's that?
Well, samurai doesn't have a shield.
Oh, so do you reckon it's a neither does he?
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's...
Yeah, he doesn't. I think some of his counterparts might.
Oh, actually, yeah, I did see him holding a shield in the picture we had up.
A shield and a mace.
I
believe it is.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that mace.
Yeah, and then that kilt doesn't have a shield. I wonder if shield completely changed something with the art of battle, so how they attack.
It's highly possible.
We'll have a look at that in a minute.
But
we'll go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, no. So that's interesting. You can have a shield. Maybe it defends him against, for example, arrows, stuff like that. That could be a very, very good trait that one side has.
There's cool stuff with arrows. I'll tell you in a minute.
Yep.
His guy's quote is, "I live, I burn with life, I love, I slay, and am content," by Robert E. Howard.
Robert E. Howard.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I assume you do.
You don't know Robert E.
No, I don't.
All right.
I do science. Yeah, I mean, they look cool.
But we both do video games way more than work.
Depends if you call this work.
Yeah?
I don't know, more of a vocation. I enjoy it.
I do.
Yeah, there you go. So the backstory behind these guys is, striking fear in the hearts of their enemies, the warborn warriors sail across the boiling sea to raid the southern coast. Known for fire and passion, these heroes embody what it means to be warriors. Leading the charge, they will drive their enemies out of their ancestral lands. I suppose maybe you can't link it to Earth because they're saying the boiling sea. Is that a thing?
The boiling sea.
The boiling sea.
Not that I know of.
Me neither.
The boiling sea.
They're pretty cool. So these guys, I imagine, you've got the natives,
okay,
and then you've got like the colonists. When I say colonists, like people who are like colonising an area.
Yep.
And that'd be the knights. Okay, the knights kind of sound like Romans a little bit.
So these would be the colonists.
So, no, these are the natives, and then you've got people who are coming over trying to...
Would you know that for a fact?
Colonise. No, this is what I think. This is a little bit of backstory, I reckon. Then you've got the knights coming over to colonise them, like make a colony where it is. We'll cover that in a minute, is what I say. And then you've got, and they've already started to work on that, so they've built forts, everything like that. A bit like Romans.
Okay.
Build like forts in like Celtic lands, and the Celtics were trying to rebel against.
The Vikings were the ones that colonised areas. They set up
I know,
colonies.
but what I'm saying is, they're saying that they're trying to drive their enemies from their ancestral lands.
Okay.
So this is we've basically gone to where they are. Again, Viking makes no sense there, but let's say Danes. Why not? No, we'll do Vikings.
No, we'll say
because
Vikings.
Fuck it's game. Yeah. So they lived somewhere already.
Okay.
Then the knights came over and like started like trying to make them into.
This is what you think.
This is what I think.
Right.
Yeah. And then the samurai like running away from whatever they're running away from.
Okay.
Or running to something, and then they end up in this whole mix.
Okay.
And it's a big like war scene. Then we'll move on to the knights, or the legions, who I think are pretty beastly. Yeah, so they're the knights. And then you've got, fight on, brave knights. Man dies, but glory lives. Fight on. Death is better than defeat. Sir Walter Scott. That's a cool quote. These quotes,
Very cool.
these aren't just quotes that I thought would be appropriate, by the way. These are like, they're on the game site.
Really?
Like, if you look at it, yeah, they've
That's
got
very
each one of
cool.
these is below. The real historical
That's
quotes.
very cool.
On the shoulders of great heroes, the legions have driven out invaders, conquered any who would not join them, and established hundreds of others to defend what is theirs. Facing invasion on two fronts, these heroes fight to protect their lands from the heathens who would take it.
So on one front, we got the Japanese on one side, the samurai on one side. On the other side, you got the Vikings.
Yeah, so I kind of imagine. Do you see what I'm saying now? It
Yeah.
sounds like these guys have come, taken the Viking land.
Yeah.
Vikings are trying to take it back. Then the Japanese just run in.
Can you have a three-way battle?
I
So
don't think
all
so.
three armies are in it.
I don't
Oh,
think
that's
so.
disappointing.
Maybe,
That'd be very
possibly a 4v4v4.
Cool. That implies that the Japanese can't, or the samurais can't fight the Vikings because they're on neither side of this team.
Depends.
Okay.
What if you were trying to you're like, right, we're going to flank this castle. So you've got the Vikings on the east,
Yep.
let's say, and the samurai on the west. And they're like, right, we're going to flank. Both of them are like, go around the north side and go around the other side. And we're going to hit one two sides. And as they both start running around north, they run into each other like, oh shit,
Fuck.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And then the whole thing goes down.
That's true.
Possible. I mean, or you could argue like once one of the Japanese has taken one of the Legion places, the Vikings then try up like, what the fuck's this about? And then
Okay.
start fighting them. I mean, there's any way you could go.
I
with it.
think that these guys are going to be my favourite, the Legions. I think they look cool as shit.
I think it's really cool when he uses his blade as the handle and then smacks someone with the handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the hand grip. I can't remember who was saying to me. They're like, that's not realistic. You wouldn't be able to do it. I was like, probably could. You had like plate gloves. Absolutely could probably grab the blade.
I wouldn't do it.
Well, I don't think if you're just holding it, it's going to cut through your hand.
When you put enough
Still.
force to hit someone, that's a proper fucking cave down on someone's head. That's going to cut off your hands.
But even if you're holding it with metal. Like
You don't have metal on the inside of your gloves.
There's metal fingers, plates. Have you not seen
On the
Lord of Rings?
outside? Yeah, not on the inside.
Yeah, no. Which King of Angmar has it? Yes, it's a fancy. It's a fancy movie.
Moving on.
I'm
moving
saying
on.
it's a possibility. Yeah, so they're all the factions. I think I'm probably gonna be going because I read all these Viking novels because I'm a bit into that. Bernard E. Cornwell. That's what I love. Bernard E. Cornwell. Bernard Cornwell. At the moment. The Pale Horseman. Loving it.
Nice.
Accidentally read the 7th one and now reading the first one. It's a good book. Enjoyable book. I'm probably gonna be like all in Viking with Viking.
Really?
I reckon I'm gonna be enjoying that.
So you can be a Viking and I can kick the shit out of you as a knight.
We'll see what happens on me. I think my fury will fuck you up.
You're not a fucking Baratheon.
It's not.
Ours
We
is the Fury.
can't do Game of Thrones spoilers again. Not after last time. We haven't had any repercussions of that yet, and hopefully we won't have any.
No, let's not.
So, what I really want to talk about, what really excites me, now we've got the factions out of the way, is the art of battle,
Okay.
which is the engine in which you use for attacks.
Right.
So, there are two main modes of it. So you've got offense and you've got guard. So this guy at the moment is in guard, I believe. It's a little bit foggy there. We've got a little video showing in a minute. So what you do is you hold L2 or LT presumably. They use L2 in this, and then you use the right stick to decide what angle you're doing. So either left, right, or top. What you have to do is if you're defending, you have to match your. So say the person attacks you from the left, you have to match it. So you have to go down to the left yourself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think a better way of explaining that would be you can attack from 3 different angles, top, right, or left. That decides what way you swing. The person, to block that attack, has to do the corresponding angle.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. And
That's
we've
very cool.
got a little bit of that here. You guys want to watch it? There's no volume. You see that tells him to hold L2 there, and he goes in this mode.
Okay.
Selecting who's he attacking. The other guy runs off. So down left.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're saying what way he's blocking as they're both like trying to judge each other up. He blocks right, blocks top, blocks left.
Oh, so it actually shows them what way they're going to hit as well. So you have got a reaction.
I think there's an arrow. I imagine
Yeah.
that you can do different arrows and stuff, but it only shows what way they're aiming. So it goes there with he's doing it, and then you got the execution there. Bosh. Yeah, I know. That's pretty.
Jesus.
Yeah, and it goes. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that first. The best thing about that is that the amount of sword games I've played over the years, and I've loved them.
Yeah.
But where you just fucking smash buttons, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how up
Most
until now. That's
games
how.
work out to be a button mash.
Yeah. Up until now, that's how sword games have been played.
What makes you think this won't turn into a button mash though? It may appear that it's really, really well constructed, but only for people that truly understand the game. Obviously, the game designers have got a much better insight into it. Could it not just end up as a button mash among noobs?
A noob via noob. This is kind of the point. A noob via noob can do a button mash,
Okay.
right? But if you were just like holding L2, holding right on the right stick, and just smashing attack,
Yeah.
right? I could block it, and then you'd recoil.
Right.
And then if you just want to button mash defense, I'm gonna fucking kick this shit out of you, you
Okay.
know? Because I'm gonna be changing angles all the time, trying to keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
You know? That's the thing. Is like skill is gonna be out against button mashing.
Yeah.
which I like.
Okay.
I think that's a lot more impressive. Like, I want to see some of that. I want to get into that game and really play it. They're saying that teamwork is a massive thing in this as well, which is important.
How do you switch between attacking and defending?
I think what happens is
You have to be able to do it very quickly.
no. So here you go. So you hold L. Let's say we're going to say LT because we play Xbox, but LT is obviously L2 and RT is probably obviously R2.
Yeah. Decent.
Why not? You hold LT. Just Star Wars themed, is it now?
Yeah.
So you hold L2, right, and that gives you that little R thing, which gives you the direction, right? And let's say the guy's attacking right, so you block to the right.
Okay.
So you've got your sword down to the right, wherever the position was he had, like kind of like that.
Yeah.
Then what happens is I imagine all you have to do to attack from that position is tap RT, and then you attack from that position. That's how I see it in my head.
That's probably a good way of doing it.
Yeah, like because that's kind of realistic as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you were like blocking from the top like that, and then you're going to attack from the top, you go like that.
What happens if two people go to swing to kill each other at the same time? Both people attack at the same time.
I imagine it's whoever hits first.
Okay.
Which is actually one of the points that I made was this is a very impressive kind of game style. One of the arguments to why it might not have been done before is what happens when somebody's got 10 ping because they're fucking wired in next to the server and someone's got a normal ping like 30. Right? In a kind of game like this, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's going to... Yeah, that's an issue because the thing is, especially with the fact that you've got to react quickly, is that those few milliseconds do matter.
Yeah.
You know, those... I mean, it's going to be a very, very big deal.
Absolutely, yeah.
You reckon this could be... Well, if that turns out to be the case, that will ruin the game.
What I'm not worried about is whether people's internet connections are going to be enough. Because I think you're going to get people who are like, people with good connections who are like, yeah, I'm going to play this.
Okay.
And it's not like, you know in COD when someone's got a fucking terrible connection and you can't shoot them properly.
Yeah.
You have that? Yeah. If you've got a bad connection, you're going to get fucked up. If you've got a good connection, you're probably going to be fine.
Okay.
Is how I envisage it.
But that means that people with bad connection might as well not buy it.
Possibly. But it depends how bad your connection is. It's connection to the server as well. You've got to keep that in mind. So hopefully you're not too far from your server.
Okay.
I say too far, it's like hundreds and hundreds of miles anyway. It's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. As long as the internet thing isn't an issue, I'm really looking forward to the idea that you can, because you know there's like hundreds of AI as well.
Yeah.
I like the idea of being able to kill those.
So what they were saying as well is, you know how I was saying you've got the guard, so the defensive mode of this. They're saying one of the best things about killing the AI is you don't do that. You just fucking run in and just sweep through them.
Really?
Yeah, because they're little foot soldiers.
Yeah.
And you just fuck them up. But that's it. I saw a clip of a guy who got surrounded by them and he just got annihilated.
Really?
Like
So
they bundled the shit out.
So they are tough. Like they can.
They
numbers.
It's yeah. So I don't know. Have you ever played a MOBA before? No. Generally, with a MOBA, the rule is if they have like attack priority. So mobs will attack each other. So AI will attack AI, right?
Yep.
If you attack an enemy hero, their priority, you become their priority,
Okay.
right? Otherwise, you can just like run past them.
Hmm.
So you want to kill all of them before you start attacking the heroes.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to get fucked up because one of them is not a problem. But when you've got 30 of them, you know, it's like as though you've got 3 heroes attacking you. It's like, at once, it's going to shit you up.
Okay.
You know, that's kind of what you can keep in mind. But it is interesting. It's also very MOBA-y. It feels very much like a MOBA.
Yeah.
I think it's the first MOBA I've seen that's $60.
I played a game $60. Fucking hell. I played a game once. It was called like it's called like Dynasty Warriors or something.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was like that had loads and loads of AI while you were also fighting against heroes and stuff like that. So that was really really fun to play.
This is a certain game mode, but we'll talk about that in a minute. What I wanted to talk about here is I saw it just at the end of the video. I'll play this again for you so you can see it again. It says feet unlocked, and we can actually just watch them fight out again. Because he like selects his targets as well.
Yeah.
There's a video of one guy fighting 2 people at the same time, and he gets fucking raped.
Really?
Because you can only block from one angle at one time.
Oh,
so
right.
you can both just do 2.
I think I saw that in the gameplay review.
Yeah. You can just do left and right, and then just completely shit someone out. And I love that little dodge thing as well.
That's a cool.
Like you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to block. You can just dodge.
So it looks like you've got 5 chances every
Feet
time.
unlocked. Yeah.
Huh.
So what that is that's kind of like an in-game, like as again with a lot of MOBAs, you have an in-match leveling up system.
Okay.
So there's no like indication of a level here other than those, but you start off with.
It looks like there's some sort of powers that you can unlock.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
And they only unlock for the game.
Yeah, only per match. Yeah.
Okay.
So you start off with I imagine none or 1, and then as you kill people, you level up. I imagine it's done by points. So if you kill a hero, you get 150 points.
Yep.
If you kill a mob, you get 2, and if you take a point, this is domination by the way, you get 150 as well. I imagine the more points you get, the more you level up. We know about 4 different feats of these. 2 of them from seeing them, 2 of them from doing research, finding people who played it at E3. So we know that the samurais can throw a little shuriken. That's a little classy thing. Later on, you see one of the samurais calls an arrow storm, and out of nowhere, like these fire arrows just go blob onto the thing and just annihilate someone.
So that's where the Viking shield comes useful.
Yes, things like that. You get a catapult as well.
I think a catapult. That's got to be a night one, surely.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. And then the other one that we know about is extra health.
Ooh.
Which I imagine, if you look at the third one along from the right there, the bottom right, that's probably it.
What I was going to say, you've got 5 bars of health there, and I noticed every time the person was getting hit, it was doing about 1 bar.
They do regen.
They do regen?
Yeah, I've seen it regen. I think actually as you kill mobs it regens. I think as you kill people it goes up as well. I'm not 100% sure.
Does it regen on its own?
I believe it probably does.
Yeah.
You can be executed when you're in the final bar.
Really?
So once you get to the final bar, someone can do an execution, which is like, they said it was like, I think it was either X or circle, or triangle or circle.
But I presume you still have to hit them. Like, there is still skill behind it, otherwise every time someone gets to 1 bar, they're dead.
Yeah, if you hit somebody when they're on 1 bar, then you can do an execution, I believe.
Right, okay, so they do still have the opportunity to defend them.
They drop a bit and they stun for a couple of seconds.
Okay.
The thing is, if you've got 1 bar and you survive the fight, you're limping away.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like...
I saw there was a guy that limped away in the video.
You look like proper damage, or sometimes you can be like thrown to the floor.
That's cool.
It does look really cool. So those are the feats. As you saw, there's executions there as well. I'm pretty sure they're quite varied. Okay. The other thing that's in there is you've got friendly fire.
Right.
So if there's 2 of you attacking 1 guy, and you just try and button mash and whale him, you're going to end up killing each other. Yeah, you hurt your mates. Keep on saying that. I was keeping watching it, and he'll like get hit, and I'll be like, it's getting hit, and it turns out he's got a friend behind him who's getting a bit premature. It's like trying to run in and attack him, and accidentally slices his own friend.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
So there is friendly fire?
Yes, there is friendly fire.
Cool.
Then the next thing that I want to talk about was gameplay. So like the actual game mode that we know about.
Okay.
This is domination. So if you see, you've got the AI in here, like charging in, you've got AI in point A. So with domination, the way that there's 3 control points. You've got A, B, and C. The way that you control these control points is you make sure that you've got the majority of the force in them, or all the force in them, and the force is measured purely off AI soldiers.
Right.
So you have to push your AI soldiers into them, I believe. Or if there's one that's just completely, no one's bothering with it anyway, I think you can just stand in there and take it. But I think you've got to stay in there. And you get like a point a second, or you can just move an AI in there. I'm not 100% sure on how that works. What I do like is, during this, you've got unlimited respawns. But the first team to get 1,000 points, once that happens, the other team doesn't respawn. So you see you've got the points up here.
So when you get to 1,000, you've already essentially won, but you still get to wipe out what's left of them.
Yeah, so the way it works is that you own... Yeah, but that's the cool thing. Yeah. Is that if the people are just like fucking hardcore players, they're a brilliant team, and they just go 4 people back against the wall, they could just sit there defending and killing you until you get to 1,000 points, and then kill all of you.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's at the end. So the way you win at the end is to kill everyone.
Yes, but So once you get to 1,000 points, you have to make sure every single other, I say knights, but
and the AI as well.
No, AI doesn't count. It's just all the knights.
So does the AI keep spawning?
Yeah, AI keeps spawning.
I thought that'd be like you could literally murder them all.
Maybe the AI don't keep spawning. I mean, they weren't specific about it.
Okay.
But I really like that idea.
That's really
apparently
cool.
You get really close games, so they both get 1,000 at the same sort of time, and it just gets proper tense. Like everyone's like, what I've heard as well is it is massively dependent on teamwork.
Really?
If you think about how valuable it would be just have an extra person when you fight 1 person.
Okay. Yeah. So you always want to go in groups of 2, really.
Yeah, or even if you really want to push it, you could do groups of 4. It depends who you know.
But then you lack the ability to control all areas. I saw there was like a conquest style one, which is where you have to dominate certain zones.
If you've gotten, this is the thing, I'm not 100% sure how it works, but let's say that you've got your spawn, so from left to right, if we look at a map just on a linear scale, let's say you've got your spawn point, point A, point B, point C, their spawn point.
Okay.
Like the main road in the middle of the map, as you can see where all the troops are, this is theoretical by the way, includes all of those points, in theory. So, if you stayed at 4 people at A, once you've taken A and your men are there, you can move up. Because for the enemy AI to get to your point A, you have to go through your men.
So it isn't like...
I think, let me stress
So
that.
it's more like in a straight line than rather dotted around?
Let me stress, I think.
Okay,
Maybe not, because I think point C might actually be behind the guy here.
One concern I have is that you got A and then B and C. C is behind him. Yeah. One concern that I do have is that you're getting more and more games coming out these days that are more they emphasise heavily on teamwork being the key to success. I mean, I'll give you an example, which is Evolve.
Yeah.
The issue is that the majority of these people don't have sufficient. I mean, not necessarily, but as in the majority of people play online with random people because they can't always have their friends around to play these sort of games with communication. And the communication is never going to be as good when they're people you don't know. So the issue is, for example, with Evolve, is a lot of people said that it's only good if you've got 3 other mates that have the game. Could it be the same with this?
What you're looking at with Evolve is the reason why it's only good if 3 other people have the game is because the monster is balanced to be equal to 4 people who are talking to each other.
Yes, but that's what I mean. So it makes it an issue if you haven't got 3 other people.
So in Evolve it is. Because if you haven't got 3 other people in the same room with you and communicating, the monster obviously has great communication with his whole team because he is his team.
Okay.
It's the power of 4 people who are communicating at stage 3.
Okay.
So if you're not 4 people communicating, you're going to lose. What you look at with a game like this is if you are 4 random people against 4 people in the same room, you're going to get your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, if you're saying it's a massive issue, that most people don't have that,
right?
Then generally it's going to be...
But then an aspect of the game is lost. An aspect where there is no teamwork.
Yeah, but that's the whole point, is they want you to try and do teamwork. Yeah, and I've had it with games before as well, where what happens is you like, I want to play multiplayer of this, but it's not very fun if you play it on your own. You go online, you look for other people, looking for other people to play with.
Okay.
I've done that before.
But teamwork isn't going to be fantastic. Even if you all have headsets, coordination isn't going to be as good.
I wouldn't say, I agree, it's not going to be as good as if you all sit in the same room.
Yeah.
Full stop. But that's part of the online game thing. That's it. What I would say is this, even if you want to play it on your own, that's going to work, provided that you don't, by some unlucky chance, end up with 4 other people in the same room.
Right.
Right? Because if it's 4 individuals against 4 people who are acting together, of course 4 people acting together are going to be more powerful.
But what I think would be quite cool is if you and your 3 mates are all together fighting the other 4 players all together.
What, just like a
proper blood match, yeah.
I think they probably will do things like that.
Yeah,
this is just one game mode called Dominion. It's basically...
Well, I'm saying, in this game mode, there's loads of AI, but it just so happens that the 4 run into the other 4 on the battlefield.
You probably will get that when you get because you've got 3 points.
Yeah.
What you normally get is one person controls A, one person controls C. That's set.
Yep.
B is up for grabs.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of the time, if you're all running around there, I can kind of see that. I mean, if you think back in the demo, you see where D pause is just above Jeffrey's name.
Yep.
I think that's where in the first thing at E3 they stood up and had the little fight.
Yes, it was because they were showing it from different visions. That's the 2-person fight, I believe.
Yeah.
So D pause and Jeffrey are fighting one another.
I don't think that's the actual 2-person fight.
When the 2 been fought with 1. Yeah, look, you got D pause and Jeffrey there.
Jeffrey's here.
Oh, is that Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Oh, my mistake.
And you got Lady Anne and Martin G.
Lady Anne.
There you go. Apparently she's quite good. But there's that massive teamwork aspect. And what you're saying about how it's a disadvantage if you don't have those friends, the game becomes 10 times more fun if you play as a team.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, but what I'm saying is that one of the most fun aspects of the game that could be isn't available to a lot of people.
On a multiplayer game, right, you are... If you've got a team, you are always at a downside if you don't have other teammates playing with you.
I'm not denying that, right? I'm always nitpicking.
No, so all I'm saying to you is that there's so many other games. It's a common problem with like most multiplayer games. I agree with you, but I think it's to encourage people to play together, which is kind of one of the beauties of gaming, is that you can kind of sit down with a load of friends and.
Yeah, but there are a lot of games where even if it's better with multiplayer, it's still just as fun without. I don't know, like so with friends rather, it's just as fun without. So Battlefield, Call of Duty, stuff like that. With this, with this, it seems like it will be much more heavily emphasised that you really need friends to play with it.
With Battlefield,
yep.
We once did like a 4-man Battlefield session in your house.
We fuck shit up.
Do you have as much fun playing as on your own as that day?
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, obviously we're not as effective, but I still fucking love playing Battlefield.
Yeah, sure, you might fucking love playing this just on your own. But what I'm saying is, playing with 3 other people, isn't that a lot more fun?
What I'm saying is that in some games it matters more than with others. So with Battlefield, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Whereas in this and in Evolve, it's a much bigger deal.
Evolve is completely different. Evolve is a massive deal.
I'm not obviously Evolve involves a giant monster. Unless this has a giant monster.
If Evolve, you pretty much can't play unless you've either got 4 people who play it all the time and they know what they're doing.
And even if it's not as severe, I still think with this game it will have a bigger effect than say Battlefield if you haven't got friends you're playing with.
No, I disagree. I think that like you're primarily going to be getting one-on-one fights in this anyway. Occasionally, you're going to be getting a two-on-one. Two random people are just going to be doing it. It's always going to be better if you can go right. You attack right all the time. I'll attack left all the time, and we'll fuck him. Right. But the game's still going to be a lot of fun without that. Like I could play it on my own easily. Like looking at it, it's really fun.
Okay.
It looks like, especially that art of battle thing. It looks like it's going to be like a shit ton of fun to do.
I think it will be fun, but I just. I'm not saying it won't be fun to play on your own. I'm just saying that it seems like there'll be a big gap in enjoyment between playing it with people you don't know and playing it with people you do know.
And that's not a problem. I mean, it's a game that's designed to do it that way. As long as you can still enjoy it on your own. If you can enjoy it on your own, but it's 10 times better with friends, that's a good thing.
Yeah, but it's difficult to get the friends to play it sometimes.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you on that. I'm not saying so you play it every now and again on your own, enjoying it, keeping up the skills, whatever, and then say like once a fortnight you'll go, guys night, and people are like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah, but that means 3 of your mates also need to have the game.
I hope they have the game.
This is my... Oh, whatever.
It's not a problem.
I'm not having this.
Right, we'll move on. There's no... Right, we can do this all night. I think this is the first time we've just sat here and just like, had a debate.
I think so.
Yeah, that's right, you should sit out here, it's like 6 hours. Fucking silly.
It's very true, and I'll win every one.
Should I bring up yesterday? No. Lost a bet.
No, I don't want to bring up yesterday.
Lost a bet. He had to admit I was right for one of the bets, which he lost, about something. And that was a big moment. And then the next one, he had to kiss my ring finger, which is brilliant. You know, I enjoyed that. Moving swiftly on before this gets violent in front of the camera, as the tension builds.
Yeah, keep reading.
So, keep reading. I'll keep reading on my own accord. Let me tell you. Yeah, so you're looking at the domination thing. I imagine that there's a load of other game modes. Well, I say I imagine. There's definitely going to be other game modes.
There'll definitely be a few more.
Yeah, what I would recommend for everybody who's interested in this game is if you sign up for forhonor.ubisoft.com, they'll keep you updated with stuff that's coming out. But not only that, you'll get access to the beta when it comes out.
Okay.
Which I'm definitely going to be smashing the shit out of.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah, this looks great. Yeah. Even if you literally just had this game mode, because it's a smaller team, it makes it so much more like neat.
Yeah.
Like you think the Star Wars Battlefront beta, when you're 20v20, it's just everybody's doing something.
It is pretty mental.
Which is cool, which I like. But it's like, if you've got 4 people and you're fucking locked into it.
You can be more precise with this, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about team coordination, whereas 20v20, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, I'm looking forward to it. And that is all we know about For Honor.
It is.
Yeah, some subs on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter to be kept up to date.
Yeah, definitely check us out on our website.
Yeah. Have a nice day, guys.
See you later.